And welcome to West Coast Wednesdays. My name is Justin with SF Garnish and Sol Graffiti. I'm here with Damian Sol talking about music, specifically some house beats with some Latin feel, some flamenco, and some violin. And we're going to start from scratch, just talking about it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Damian, how's it going today, man?
It's going really well. Thanks for having me with you.
Awesome. So you sent these tracks to me and you were just kind of playing some ideas. What exactly, where you want to go with this, man?
Yeah, so I've been inspired by the game Supernatural, which is an Oculus fitness game. And they have these really awesome kind of electronic playlists. And one of them, this one is called The Drop, and it's like Electro-Latin is the theme. So it's both Latin and Spanish music and all mixed and mashed up with some really awesome, mostly house beats.
Nice.
So the first one that I really like is this track Antonio by Mariana B.O. And I'll just play a little snippet. It uses you said a name for it earlier, Justin, remind me of the name of this musical motif.
The melody is malagueña, very common melody.
Malagueña, yeah, thank you. So in this track, the horns are doing a beautiful malagueña, and it's like really rocking, like driving to the house beat. It goes like,
Here we go.
So that big horn section was inspiring. You and I, Justin, have played this malagueña many times in the context of live performances, and it's always been a lot of fun to jam on. Mm-hmm. So it got me inspired that we could play with a motif, this motif or something like it, in a flamenco infused flamenco techno or something like that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that sounds great. Melody wise, malagueña is used quite often in the flamenco world. A lot of people kind of look down upon or scorn upon, oh, you just do the malagueña. Oh, you're not real flamenco. Huh. I don't really care about that personally, but per se about just like, it would be inspiring to like try and create our own malagueña melody potentially too. That's something I was thinking of.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So beat wise, 4 on the floor, house with some melody that, and then hopefully brings into some horns, redonkulous horns. Do you want to try and start creating that today?
I would like that. I had a slightly different groove that I need to find within these tracks. And then there's a guitar riff, just the way that one of these songs did. I think it's Me Sueño, but we'll see. I have to dive through them a little bit. So I wanted to show you the guitar riff, specifically these nylon guitar harmonies that I think we could do something with.
Yeah.
And then this slightly different groove that feels more like the flamenco grooves that when we played with Marlon. It wasn't quite so straight ahead 4 on the floor, and I wanted to try to find that.
Great.
So I'm going to play through a few things, and I might have to skip around a little.
Cool, no problem.
Okay. Oh, I really like the saxophone on this. I don't know if you listen to this track.
Yeah.
But the sax is like super powerful. Obviously the vocal is great. Yeah, so this groove, this is almost, I mean, you could call this a reggaeton. Probably most people would think it's reggaeton. But something a little bit more in that vibe. And I don't know if there's a flamenco flavor that takes that basic rhythm and does a little variation on it, but I wanted it to have a little more Latin flavor than the straight ahead 4 on the floor.
And this is one that you did send to me, right?
This is Muñequita Linda.
And it's in the Drop playlist?
It's in the Drop Electro Latin playlist, yeah.
Okay. The third one down.
That's right.
Cool.
And then it also does this super cool thing. Since I'm on this one, I'll try to find the middle part. I think that you and I could do a really awesome call and response the song could break down in the middle and do some kind of call and response between violin and guitar. This one does it between the sax and itself. So I'll try to play that right now.
Need a big old mop, yeah. This way, I've been looking.
Yeah, I'm not finding that call and response. Obviously, the horns are pretty powerful in this song.
Nice. Yeah, I like the conga part.
Yeah. Cool. And we think we can get Jesse to play on this at some point.
Yeah, totally. I already mentioned it to him, and he's super down. He has pretty much everything but Ableton ready to go. XR18, mics.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great.
The skills.
The skills to pay the bills. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let me find this last riff, and I'll show you what I mean about the kind of stacked guitars.
Okay.
I think it's in my sueño. Sorry, it's not that song.
That was a cool filter sweep they just did in the middle there.
It's an awesome track. I love this track. That kind of group chorus vocal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're talking about this little build up here. Yeah, that drop is awesome. Okay, let me see if it's this. Oh yeah, here we go. There we go. Just some stacked harmony guitars. Outlining the main melody. So you get the picture.
Yeah. Yeah. Doubling up little melodies down. I actually really like producing where I'm like very specifically listening to a style or a beat and then starting there and then kind of then taking it in a different direction.
Sure.
It really helps out with just kind of keeping the inspiration, because sometimes just that first little bit is just a hard hump to get over. It's like, what beat do we play?
Right. What is the first thing that we want to try to do, even though we know it might not be in the final song at all?
Totally.
So is that how you approach kind of a blank page when you sit down to make a new track sometimes?
I think it's actually something new for me. In the past, it's like I already have like kind of a feel of a melody and a verse and lyric. And these days, time is like, I don't really have too much time to write. So when I sit down, it's like, I want to get inspiration really quick. And it's like, go to a song I like, listen to it, and then emulate it, and then make it my own in some way, which is essentially what music is, you know?
Yeah. Since the beginning of music until very, very recently, it has been essentially just that. Yeah.
Well, do you want to try and, we can maybe get through trying to emulate some of the beats and melodies and maybe creating our own. The Malagueña works out, that last one. All of them are possibilities. We'd probably just need to pick one though.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, my first thought is to get a groove that we like. And we could either try to create a groove or just find one. I haven't explored Splice in terms of sounds. Have you done this sort of exercise on Splice?
I have, yeah. And actually, Splice is another great way to stay inspired. It's like there's some cool little like zzz, like sounds, and like right away I'm like, oh, let's go look at risers and Splice and find our own little thing, and then put some post-production effects on it.
Sure.
Yeah, and
we could even recreate it,
or recreate it
and make it totally our own.
Absolutely. I just did a session with a buddy in London, and he had like 10 risers that he affected together, grouped them, and then made it just ridiculous sounds out of it.
Cool.
I was super inspired by that. Yeah, just by doing it by hand,
Right.
from scratch.
Oh, like he made all the sounds with instruments.
Yeah,
or
like operator,
synthesized them.
starting with like operator and
with operator. Nice.
going from there, or wavetable.
Right.
Cool. Yeah, so I can maybe share my screen. Does that sound good?
Absolutely. Yeah, I
you?
stopped sharing, so you should be able to get in there.
Okay. So I will go ahead and start by sharing.
Before we even go into a groove, in terms of your experience playing flamenco music, does that dun 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 groove, is that throughout flamenco, or is it a little bit different than that?
So like, because we're kind of in that house mode and it's like 4 on the floor, and it doesn't have to be 4 on the floor, but like it's
Right.
something that's very square, like 4, like Roomba. Like Roomba flamenco. I think that's kind of like where like the direction I would go in first.
Right.
If we try
something
to do
that could be mixed with other house tracks
yeah,
is not something that I mentioned already, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, I want to be able to drop this in a set with some other techno or house and like mix in and mix out and have it work.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And that's something that I'm hoping that we can kind of get at here, is just to be able to create something of our own, maybe like a Bullerias melody. Like there's a 12/8 melody over the top of the 4/4, right?
Oh, that's fun.
I love doing things like that.
Melodious, is that what you called it?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite forms.
Great.
12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, we could even do a palmas. You can do a palmas of that over 4/4, and it just comes around every 3 measures.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it keeps it kind of, it mixes up changes up the rhythm a little in a nice way.
Yeah. There's also some like body percussion samples that I really love to like put in lieu of just palmas, just kind of
Sure. Like body palmas.
body palmas. Yeah. So
This could be my chance to debut my booty percussion orchestra.
Nice.
It's not a serious side project, but I've thought about it.
Booty percussion orchestra. I'm down, man. I want to join.
You want to join? Great.
I actually just yesterday, I don't know if I'm going to actually publicize this, but just to kind of make that spoof on, because everyone's Zooming these days and you just see from the waist up. Marin took a shot of me standing here from the waist down. I had nothing on.
Right.
And it's totally PG. It just shows a little booty.
Sure. Right.
But it's like, what happens behind the scenes?
Right. Just you and your nice panties.
Yeah. How'd you make that sound?
That's right.
Okay. So are you seeing what I'm seeing here?
Yes. I'm seeing your Ableton House Latin Damian Sesh 01.
Okay. Yep. So essentially I just have this thing that I just open up. It's my default. It's kind of complex, but not really.
Okay.
What I have is just a side chaining down here, some effects that I'll maybe put on off mode all the way down. And then I have some effects like fade to gray on off, 4-bar pump radio that I can turn on or off.
Okay.
And then these like risers, 4-bar risers that I can use. A couple samples that we may or may not use. So first thing is, which song we're going to do, Damian? It's totally your call.
Well, my vision kind of involved all 3 of those
put together.
I mean, really, we had the idea of the flamenco. I'm gonna remember it one of these days. Say it one more time.
Malagueña.
Thank you. The Malagueña, or make our own, in that style, a repeated motif, and then I wanted to combine that with a little more Latin feeling, not strictly 4 on the floor house groove.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of the nylon string guitar we can add later. Maybe after the melody is written, you could double that on guitar and do some harmonies. Or that guitar melody that you wrote was cool. it was a little less flamenco and a little more maybe salsa or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the rumba having that like rasgueado, like that might help out.
You were saying rumba flamenco. So I don't know if it's better. Like, I don't know that is in the songs. You know, those songs were just for inspiration. But if we want to find a groove that we want to copy, maybe you could show me a rumba flamenco groove that you like.
Let's stick to these here because you have so much inspiration here. It could be overwhelming if I brought more in. This is great. Like, so let's just listen to this together really quick.
Great.
Okay. And so the sueño, me sueño.
This was the one that had the guitar riff. Oh no, me sueño doesn't. Bukovina, I think, has the guitar riff.
This like lo-fi guitar in the background is really cool. I like that.
Yeah, lo-fi guitar. I'm gonna take
Wait, sorry. That wasn't one of them.
That wasn't one of them, no.
Okay, Antonio, this is one. Rumba.
Is this Rasgueado?
This is straight up rumba.
Or just like rumba? Oh, okay.
All right. So we could create our own in here, and we can also use Splice. I'm down for both options.
I would be curious to hear a few of someone else's version of it, and then we could totally create our own.
Version of what on Splice?
Rumba flamenco.
Rumba flamenco.
Yeah, like if you think that's what you had said that made sense to me was, yeah, it's pretty straight ahead, and it's not exactly a 4 on the floor, but it's pretty boxy. Like it's not super. There's not a lot of complicated offbeats or anything like that.
Let's see what this is saying here. I mean, this is obviously not going to have all the house beat in part of it, but
no, we can make the house beat.
Very slow rumba.
Very slow, yeah.
There you go.
Is that shaker sound? Is that actually a guitar doing a rasgueado technique, or is it like a?
Yeah. That's definitely like the chika 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 chika.
Yeah, I love that groove. That groove is awesome.
Yeah, cool. So we definitely know what the guitar is doing. I feel like I would probably, I'm more versed in the guitar, obviously, of all this than the beat. I would say you listen.
Well, but we'll get. I mean, Jesse Weber will know.
That's true. You mean you just want me to track the guitar of that?
No. I mean, we could just either find a beat that was close enough as a starting point, as an inspiration, and then we could either make our own. You know, we can add the details that make it more legit flamenco. We don't have to have everything in there from the beginning. I'm thinking of something that we can like write melodies over and have a really good feel for how the song is going to groove.
Yeah. Speaking of that, if we're kind of like going back and forth on this, it'd be great if we set up our splice, and that's something that would be awesome just to like tell people about how to do, you know?
Yeah, totally. We could do a walkthrough of. I've never actually collaborated on Splice with anyone yet. So this will be my first one.
I think it would be really helpful for us to do.
Okay.
Do you have an account already?
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you log into your account on your browser?
On my browser. Okay.
Yeah.
Not in the Splice app. I'm already logged in the app.
Open the app too, but the reason why the browser is good is that there's a community section.
Okay.
And I'll have to log in as well. So see here. Your releases slice following.
Oh, Mickey Hurt sample pack. That's fun.
Yeah, there's also some really cool sample packs. There's actually one that I just was messing around with today. You can kind of like just look behind the scenes on like what people are doing.
Totally.
Yeah, so these are all mine here that I've done some collaborations on. Actually, Christian Sharp is the guy that he makes house beats, a rad drummer over in London. And I don't know, maybe we could actually just open up that, huh?
I mean, we should just have our own, right?
That's true. We could start here.
Okay. Okay, so you have some stuff. Oh, I see. Collaborators and connections. Oh, collections.
Yeah, I have all projects.
Let me go back to my new collection, daily picks. So I should add you, right?
Yeah, can you add me?
I need to find that.
As a matter of fact, this session that I'm doing right now,
yes.
Let's go ahead and put it into Splice, and okay, let's do that.
Yeah, that's what I thought we were doing.
Okay. So essentially, what I would do is I would put it into this folder of my collaborations right here.
Here, let me make sure I am looking at your screen. Okay, in your Splice folder.
Yeah. And I need to make sure.
Do you need to, did you save that like as its own project?
I did. I was hoping that I would just jump right to it. And it doesn't look like. Jab DJ set. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to move this and it should be fine because it's all empty right now.
Okay.
Project backup.
I'm going to try to get to where I can add you.
Great.
I don't know where that is though. Let's see. I guess in my account probably.
So I'm going to name this folder Damian and Justin. And this should actually, because Splice kind of works like Google Drive, that it should pop up. When I put it in my Splice, it will eventually update that way. And now I'm going to go back into Splice. And it's actually in there. So it's actually in my collaborations. This is the one that I was working on earlier. That's kind of fun to check out. Let's see if you're in here now. You should be in here if you're not already. Okay. So I need to add a collaborator.
Oh, is it on the project level? Let's see.
Okay. So see how it's actually telling me to pretty much do what I did. And so I think it's just taking some time to upload. So it says drop it into Splice and invite friends here.
Well, that's invite a friend to join Splice. I think you need to go to your individual project in Studio, yeah. And then...
Oh, there it is. It finally came in. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Great.
Exactly.
Add collaborators.
Yeah,
great.
there we have it. Okay.
Collaborator.
Do you need... I don't see where it says...
Collaborators. Okay, what's your name over there, Damian?
It's Melodista.
Can you spell it?
So like it's like melody, but after the D, it's DISTA.
Melodista. Damian Sol, right.
Yes, sir. Usually I go by Melodist, but I think someone already snagged that and I haven't thought of a better username.
Nice. That's great,
so
man.
That means that I should be able to go to my browser and see collaborations. Yeah. I don't know if I need to accept it. Nope.
It just should happen. So we can't work on it simultaneously.
Yeah. I figured
Yeah,
that would be.
but it's a pretty quick. I mean, it's pretty quick. Obviously, because I have nothing in it, it updated right away. It's an
Right.
empty folder at the moment.
So
after our session today, Damian, right when
Yeah.
I press save, wait 10 minutes and you can start working on it.
Right.
So
Awesome.
that's the cool part about this. One other thing too is like how I set things up here. There might be some kits or some plugins that you might not have, but I think everything should be in here. I use this one plugin. No, it's not a plugin, but a rack that I believe is on Ableton.com.
Okay.
But I use it a lot. It's on my main master effects right here. It's called this Will Marshall.
Oh, I think that
Effects.
you pointed me towards that.
I always rave about it, but it's super fun.
Right.
Okay. So we're here. We're in the beat. We're in this thing. We've gotten to this point where we're collaborating via Splice. Let's go ahead and, since you haven't used Splice, let's go ahead and just try house beat. And oh yeah, tempo wise, let's go ahead and do the exact tempo of this song, just so we're on that.
Antonio.
Yeah. 126.
Yeah, just say 125.
Great.
Yeah,
All right, so let's do in Splice, we'll do house beat, and we'll beat the range from, I don't know, let's get it really tight, just because we want stuff in that range, not warped too much.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah, cool.
Key.
It's an E.
Oh, you want to be in the key of E? Okay. E major.
Yeah, I mean it's nice for guitar-based flamenco because you have that nice open chord. I'm open.
Okay.
Oh, this is a house beat in E major.
Oh, you're right. It doesn't quite matter the key.
Right.
So let's go ahead and we'll take off that parameter, and we'll just do BPM.
So up at the top, you can do some filtering. And I think if you just click the drums over, loops is good. And then drums up kind of to the left. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. You might want to use one of the tags to add the house style. We seem to have lost house.
Yeah.
So now we're getting all this extreme drum and bass.
Yeah, maybe house.
Over on the, I don't know if the tags. Over on the right, they seem to have some genres. Oh, there we go.
Acid house, electric house.
No, use the genres right below that.
House.
Right. So tech house is probably also good just for a drum thing. Yeah. I can't really hear anything coming out on my end.
Oh, here, I'll turn it up.
Oh, there we go. This Sennheiser thing that you just played could be a thing.
Sennheiser. Yeah, okay. So how this works is I just press that and I can copy to clipboard. I like to go to where the folder is, open and close folder.
Right.
And I just...
Oh, got it. And it just drops a wave in there for you.
Yeah, and I just keep it there. And then I can collect all and save.
Right. And that way you have everything that you've downloaded is kind of organized.
Yeah. Right. So in my scene, I do have my drum and bass kind of section here. I'd probably just bring in a new Command T, new audio track. And move all this out of the way. Okay. Great. Getting right in there. I want to make sure this
Yeah, the audio is still really cutting in and out. It's very interesting.
Really? Interesting. Not quite sure why. It's really, I actually had to bring it down because it was peaking in my OBS just now. Okay, so that's just something to start off with. There was something else I liked that too.
Cool.
Okay, so I just got to remember which one I'm doing here. Open and close folder.
Right, the trout top.
And I'll just continue to make these new ones just so it kind of names it as it comes in. Even though these numbers are kind of awkward how they're named.
Oh yeah.
0903.
You can you could rename it.
Yeah. Okay, there's one. I think that one more and we'll be good.
Totally.
Open and closed folder. DTS, it's called. I remember walking in to Studio A long time ago, years ago, Damian, and you were sitting with a client and you were going through drum samples just one at a time, going down the list. I'm like, oh my God, that's so tedious. Who would ever do that? Because at the point, I wasn't really like spending time like that with production.
Oh, yeah.
And
well, as Ill Gates has shown us over and over, there is a better way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever used his infinite drum preset. He builds these drum racks with 999 kicks and 999 snares.
You just turn the knob.
And you just turn the knob.
Yeah, that's awesome. I have one of those over here.
Totally. That was before I had learned the Ill Gates methodology.
Cool. Let's go ahead and hear these all together to see how they sound.
Sure, why not?
Hey. Not bad. Unfortunately, it's not good for you.
It's so funny. It's just cutting out. It's clamping down completely hard.
You know what? Let me turn on original sound and just see if that helps.
Okay, I won't talk.
All right. So here we are. And just so you know, Damian, if you talk, you're the only one hearing that echo. So
that's fine.
Okay.
Except it sucks.
It sucks for you. Okay. I can also turn that off and listen in a different way, or do you want to hear this good audio?
For now.
For now. Okay. That's a cool beat. I think we're done, man.
Yeah, it's basically the track, right?
All right. Yeah. It's a house beat. Okay. So what I have here is my guitar channels. They're already to my nice microphone that's set up next to my head over here. And they're in auto mode currently. I'm just going to turn these all. If you select all of them, they all can do the same to off mode, because I'm not going to use that monitoring. There's no effect on these channels that I'm going to use in this current moment. Oops. I'm still in all. There we go. All right, I got a guitar over here. It's all tuned up. And you want to be in the key of...
If we're really taking inspiration from this tune, then we'd be in E.
Okay. So which is that? That melody.
Yep.
Okay. I got to bring everything up here. Okay. Going into standing position. Okay, let's try this out. tempo wise, it feels really fast to me. Maybe I'm just not warmed up right now, or what?
126 is fast for house music.
It is fast. Okay.
I think a lot of people like it, but I'm more of a 115 to 120 guy.
Okay. Maybe we can just listen to this track and get some inspiration one more time from Antonio. Rad. Yeah.
It's a bit of a one-trick pony.
Yeah. I mean, this is really going to take us into arrangement view to get away from just like, yeah, we need some risers and like those transitions and stuff. But maybe what I could do is just kind of get like a general something.
I liked what you were doing.
Yeah.
All that sounded cool over the beat, at least as a starting point.
Yeah. It was working out for me too.
So if you just put down a bunch of that raw material, we could split it up into clips after the fact.
Okay. Wow, I actually heard your delay for a moment there. I'm sorry you're going through that.
It's all right.
We'll have to figure that out.
Are you still using that audio movers?
Yeah, I do audio movers sometimes. I have that plugin if we want to try that.
Why don't we try that?
Okay. Audio movers would be... Dun, 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 dun.
Is it already on your master channel?
It's not. That'd be a good idea. Just always have it there. So I have, where would that be in my plugins? Audio movers. Receiver or listen to? I need to give
listen to.
Yeah. And I want to go to the very end of my chain so you hear all my processing past my filters. Oh, get out of there. All right. I need to log in and make a new account.
Oh. If it's going to take time to set this up this time, we could do it for next time.
Yeah, let's do it next time. Yeah.
That's fine.
Because I'm realizing I would have to make a new account. I just do the 2-week thing for right now. Okay, so we have our thing here, and let's just... I'll just, what I've been doing actually, I just did this, which is I go into arrangement view and I use the ability to do the track lanes. Cause I'll do it like a 4-bar phrase or something and just loop that around.
And then just do takes of that.
Yeah. And then we can just take that over to the other part that we like.
Yeah. Honestly, the warm-up that you did, if you did that again, some of that could probably work.
Okay, the warm-up.
Not saying that you shouldn't try other shit, because it's all cool.
Okay, yeah. I'll just do a loop of warm-up, and I'm going to say count 1 bar in, click is on, play loop in there. Okay. And...
Hell yeah.
Open up my take lanes, and I'll just enter that was my first take, and actually just copy this over to here, which would be my first one. And I really just did the same thing again. I don't know which one's best or whatever, but I just listen. I'll just do it.
I got an idea.
Yeah, go for it.
So you're playing this kind of top line over your rhythm part. And what about playing that high up, maybe on the E string, and then doing harmonies?
Yes. I'm a yes to that.
Cool.
I'm just going to put a little marker at the halfway point here because I realized I had two licks here. I had this front lick, which I'd probably want to put here on the top, which is as one, and just recolor that. And the other one on the other side of it. Okay, so then I can just... Great. Okay, so this will allow me to just kind of riff on just one piece of this at a time.
Cool.
But loop is not engaged. Okay, now they're all engaged. And I'll just go to a new channel. And so this will probably be the last thing I'll do today, Damian, is I'll just do a riff above this a few times, and then you have it. You can take it and do some stuff, and then tell me when you got it, and we'll just pass it back and forth, yeah?
Sounds great.
Cool. Headphones just came out. There we go. All right, I'm live right now. Nope, she's not here. All right. Okay. So let's see here. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and get into this one.
I can play the melody that I have in my head if you want.
Yeah, let's do it. Yes, that is the melody of this one right here, which would be. Oh, wait. Interesting. Control Z. For some reason, he didn't have the right part here. I want. Okay. This one has to start halfway through. That one, right? Yeah. Okay. So
like you're hearing the higher harmonies over that, I'm sure.
Yeah. Like that? Something like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay, cool. Let's try these out. see here. Okay, show take lanes off. I'm in my new track. Son of a gun. I forgot which one I was doing. Let's do the first one. Frustrating. I didn't set these again. Oh, that's why. So when I copy them over, I actually need to make sure that my loop bracket changes, or I cut them specifically and then command join them as that. Okay.
Right.
So anyway, I got that one part that I wanted, which is just essentially that. Okay.
Hell yeah.
So this is I guess another way to do it is put this one. I just didn't like that first thing I did, so I'll just bring it to there. And this one I'll bring up and just bring it to the end, which is a harmony. And let's play that. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, we got something, man. Okay, and all our effects are working too. Fun.
I like it.
So I on my Akai MPK Mini next to me, I always put fade to gray, beat, repeat, and chorus, a short reverb, a long tail reverb, and a delay on a master. It's on kind of like the master of everything. And then I have a low pass and high pass filter as well, so I can always do that at any point in the song. Make it lo-fi, or take out that. That's kind of a lot. Or just end it with that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Awesome,
What's
dude.
the name of that effects chain again?
This is the, so I customized the one inside this scene here, but it started with, what's his name? Will Marshall. And the only thing that I really did is when Fade to Gray comes on, he has this frequency sweep. I want to move my face a little bit so people can see this. But the frequency sweep right here that I'm doing, he has it to where it kind of like gets higher. The gain structure goes up and feedback happens. So I brought that down a little bit. So it just kind of flattens out and then disappears.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm going to end the show with that. That's Damian Sol of Sol Graffiti Studios. This guy is master technician, producer himself. He's in Studio D at Sol Graffiti Studios. He's one of the inspirations of the studio itself. If you like what you've seen here, please check out Damian Sol on Violin. Contact him. Make sure he gets his social media out there because it's awesome. And we'll see you guys again in the near future.